Here at GG Recon, we spent the whole weekend reliving our teens with a kind of monster in hand like it was 2009 again by playing the classic Modern Warfare 2 maps on the new Modern Warfare 3 game. And our thoughts? It was kind of a mixed bag, to be honest, so I'm going to break it down into three categories: the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ever optimist that I am, we will start off with the good points. The game's pace is generally good, with a reasonable time to kill. It definitely takes some time getting used to with the time to kill, and multiple times I find myself shooting, assuming it would down them, and turning my sights onto the next target, only to be killed for my arrogance. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like that it's a longer time to kill. Just something to keep in mind, as it definitely changes how you play. Perks are active from the start of the match. This can go either way, but I wasn't a huge fan of the timed perks in Modern Warfare 2. To me, it just overcomplicated things. I like the fact that they've reverted back to the old school ways. The maps from Modern Warfare 2 are included and well received. I am massively biased on this one though, I'll admit, as personally the OG Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 was my favourite multiplayer mode ever. So I absolutely loved the inclusion of these classic maps. They have been somewhat adjusted to suit the newer gameplay mechanics, such as mantling, and it caught me off guard a few times when I cockily thought I had someone cornered, only for an area to be more open than I thought, but I really like that. It injects a new element of discovery alongside the nostalgia. The beta itself featured several modes, including Team Deathmatch, Domination, Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, and Ground War. Most of my time was spent in the Mosh Pit mode. I did try the Ground War for a few games, but I wasn't really a fan. More on that later. The slide cancel move is back, but it no longer resets tactical sprint stamina, so it's safe to say the movement sweats are going to have a field day abusing this mechanic, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that lower skill level players like myself will have to find a way around it. The beta featured over 20 weapons, providing variety and options for players to experiment with. This is a huge W for most, but maybe I'm being a boomer, as I think Gunsmith is kind of bloated and too over detailed. I kind of miss a wide selection of weapons but with basic attachments. But if that's your thing, you can literally fine tune every single aspect of the weapon and the attachments. Now, on to the bad stuff. Movement definitely feels faster, but it's also awkward and clunky, especially sliding. As I just mentioned, there's definitely room for the movement mechanics to be abused with people who can master it, but it just doesn't feel as smooth as I'd like. The new perk system based on gloves, shoes, and vests is confusing to say the least. The perk system is based on clothing with different attributes and is considered gimmicky by some. Gunsmith is extremely detailed, however, despite the variety, only a few weapons are considered truly viable options, leaving some weapon classes feeling underpowered. It was clear that there was an obvious meta already, even in the beta. And speaking of weapons, it might be a small thing, but gun sound effects for some reason don't really seem to differ. LMGs sound different to SMGs, obviously, but then each weapon that's part of those categories sound way too similar. Another significant issue is the absence of recoiling guns, making them feel like laser beams with different damage profiles. I mean, even I could pull off headshots consistently, and that's saying something. Some might see that as a bonus, but it makes gunplay feel flat. The Mosh Pit maps were praised for their design and the gameplay flow, reminiscent of the classic Modern Warfare 2 experience. Still, the Ground War map, Popov Power Plant, receives criticism for its contrast and gameplay style. Maybe it's just me, but I felt like it was an open world snipe off that was very slow paced, and you don't really focus on objectives. I feel like I spent more time running to a location only to be sniped, wait to respawn, and then rinse and repeat. And finally, the ugly. The biggest complaint among the GG Recon team playing over the weekend was how underwhelming the graphics were. Modern Warfare 3's graphics are not impressive, and somehow feels like a step back from Modern Warfare 2. The game plays well on the PlayStation 5 in terms of performance, but visually, it hasn't significantly improved from its predecessor, and it leads to a sense of stagnation. There were already concerns about graphical downgrades due to development across current and last-gen consoles, and this just further increased that. A term that was thrown around a lot in the office to describe the graphics was muddy, and I completely agree with this, especially in maps like Estate, where it feels like the game is just hiding behind lighting as opposed to graphical prowess, leading to everything just feeling toned down. I want to make it clear here, I'm still super excited for Modern Warfare 3, and I think it has a lot of potential, but that's only if the devs are actively listening to the feedback from the community following the beta. They're already on the back foot, as Modern Warfare 3 was initially rumored to be a DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and with that rumor now out the window, the expectations have shifted massively now that it's a complete standalone title. The nostalgia gained from revisiting those old maps in the current day is unmatched, but that doesn't hide the glaring issues that lie on the surface of Modern Warfare 3. Everything is there for the foundations of a great game. Let's just hope that they can adapt and give us all the game we know it has the potential to be. And one thing that they'll need to address though is hackers are already invading the game, which we talk about in this video that you should check out.